Hey ladies, this is Underwired. Welcome to the show designed to uplift and support women all over the world.
Hey, I'm Lindsay. They call me the kindness kahuna and the imaginal connector. I love puppies, travel, great coffee, and all of you out there who love humanity.
I'm Betsy Wiersma, a serial entrepreneur and lover of doing good and having fun. My passion is connecting hearts and souls with art, ideas, and adventures.
Hey, I'm Shay Sparks. As an energetic catalyst and fearless communicator, I love to have great conversations with amazing people.
And I'm Sunny, mom of four, here to shed light on what really matters. Together, we're Underwired. And now for the show.
I guess I'm starting today, and I don't even know why. I'm laughing so hard. If everyone could see us now, this is the beginning of our show episode, because we are such a funny group of women, I gotta tell you. And have you ever had one of those days where nothing technologically worked? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna say that our quote of the day is something about optimism. So here it is. I found this today, and it just felt like we needed a little bit more optimism in our lives. Optimism is a happiness magnet. If you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you. And Mary Lou Retton, our fabulous little Olympic gymnast, was the one who said that. And ladies, don't you know it? Today, we just needed a little bit more optimism with all the technology stuff going through.
But we're learning.
We're learning, and
That's why it's live. It's like, Mr. Cotter, Mr. Cotter, Mr. Cotter. I have a quote. I am very sophisticated, so I get my quotes off my tea bags. The tea bags from Yogi have a quote. And so with your permission to interrupt your very well-planned quote, I'm going to add, the heart sees deeper than the eye. There you go.
Oh.
And it has that really good voice. The heart sees deeper than the eye. So, if you just need some daily inspiration, you can drink a little Yogi tea. And you're going to get a little something there.
And if you're listening from Yogi Tea, we'd love you as a sponsor. Just saying.
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
We would like all of you to drink a lot of Yogi Tea. So we digress.
Wait, can we go back to Lindsay's quote? Because while I love the quote, do you guys just ever wonder, what do these celebrities do? Do they just sit around inventing quotes? Because there's these amazing quotes that apparently came from celebrities.
I know.
And I'm like, WTF, how did you have time to do that with your crazy busy schedule? Or did it somehow just become attributed to them in some magical fashion?
I think it's more
to think about.
Yeah. Magical.
Well, Mary Lou's though, she's a retired gymnast, right? She's in the day,
true.
Right? So she's got a lot of time on her hands. She's not flipping around so much anymore.
When she's not doing back handspring.
Back handsprings. Yeah, right.
I just like to point out to all the viewers how much better my hair looks without my headset, and that my new mic, because Shay shared with me that I can have glam hair now, like the rest of my, and cute earrings, I'd like to mention, because I now have the new microphone. So everybody was thinking, what's different about Betsy? Did she get her hair done by Shay?
Yeah.
She did take off the big old honking headset. It looks so cute on Sunny, not so cute on me. So from the past episodes, I apologize for the bad hair, and we're moving forward.
Your hair does look really good.
It looks
really
much
does.
better.
It looks really pretty.
It looks amazing. It looks
Marvelous,
good before,
darling,
and now it looks even more magnificent.
You should see it with green highlights. It's awesome with green highlights.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That was a little reference to our technical difficulties. Okay, I'm going to get started because we're going to do the BRA words. Welcome to Underwired. If you're listening for the first time, we are women on purpose for good. We like to have good times. We like to discuss interesting, juicy issues. We like to deliver to you some thoughts and some ideas that might uplift your day and inspire you, or get you thinking, or get you to interact with us and be on the squad of making the world a better place and doing good and having fun. And so we do words. It's crazy with a show named Underwire. We do a B word, a R word, and an A word. Go figure. And I get to do the B word today. So B is for Betsy. Oh, no, I'm not going to do my name. No, it's not for Betsy. But whenever I have the B word, I think it's extra special. Okay. My B word today is business. What's your business? And I wanted to think a little differently about business. Like, we think of business, right? Oh, the act of making money, right? But what I want to talk today is about the business. And I'm going to talk about style points. And I want you to challenge yourself, and we'll talk today with all of our guests. What are the style points in your business? Because everybody can be in business, but you are a unique you. There's only one you. And I really believe that in being in business 40 years, I know I started when I was a baby. Being in business 40 years.
Another B word, baby.
Yeah, when I was a
baby.
I was I started in business, Betsy in business. I started noticing that the way I did my business was just as important as the business I did. So today I wanted to talk about on the show the way you do your business and what's your style points. And I guess my style point that I want to point out the most is my style of gratitude. So I'm a person that is a gifter. And if anybody knows me, they know I'm always conspiring to find the perfect gift for people, be it a handwritten card, a note, or some very, very nice gadget that I collect. But I've noticed that my style of business is full of gratitude. I really make a point to, in the day I had lots of clients, to put the clients first. And so the clients got all the credit for all the big ideas, and I just got to sit there and really enjoy them soaking up the credit for things I could help them with. So my style that's worked best for me over all my years has been my attitude of gratitude, and really customizing gratitude to every person I've worked with in my business as my style. So I'm going to hear from my panel of celebrities with great quotes, because I know if our quotes are written down, we'd be celebrity quotists. I'm going to start with Shay. Shay, what is your style points for business that you might share with our listeners? Some things that have worked for you and are working for you.
Well, what first came to mind, I'll share this and then I'll share what is my style point. What first came to mind about business is the other side of the adage of what people think of you is none of your business. So that's what showed up for me when you said that.
Interesting.
And yet on the other side of this, it kind of goes hand in hand. My style point for business is connection. So I just spent, the last few days in a podcast conference and all about connecting. And one of the things that I love to do, even though we're talking about business, is let's get to the heart. Let's get to the nitty gritty of who I'm talking with, who I'm connecting to, and really have fun, some play. Like, let me get to know you. Let's maybe hear a fun story, or maybe hear a sad story. It doesn't matter. But I feel like that connection part, that building rapport, is really about building trust. And in business, we know that, you have to know, like, and trust someone. And so for me, it's about building that connection piece.
Awesome sauce. Okay, very good. And for all of you listening, again, think about you and yourself and what you can do from some of these ideas to augment and supplement what you're trying to do in your business. I'm going to go next to Sunny. Sunny.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to build off what Shay was talking about, because with communicating, so a lot of what I do a lot of media-based work, right? And I interview a lot of people, I talk to a lot of people. And one of the things that one of my style points I think that I bring to the table is making people feel comfortable, right? So when I'm talking to them, I can get a real conversation with them and not just hitting, the basic questions that everybody asks them. Because when we feel more comfortable when we're talking to people, just natural communication happens, right? It doesn't feel so staged and whatever. And when I'm interviewing someone, that's the last thing I want, especially when you're doing podcasts and things like that. You don't want it to come off super staged. And I have had people tell me in the past, oh, it's so easy to talk to you. I forget that I'm being recorded. And that's when the best stuff happens, right? Yeah. So I have kind of like played off that, and I've been like, okay, how can I make that even better? How can I help people that normally would totally freak out if there's a microphone in their face? How do I make them feel as comfortable as possible and improve that communication as a result and have a really good product at the end? So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. And what I like about all these comments, and we're heading over to Lindsay, is again, in our businesses, because we've all been in business for a while, and some people might be listening that are new to business, you figure out what it is that is your secret sauce that you're specially known for, good at. And then you build on that, and that becomes your brand instead of trying to find somebody else's secret sauce, and trying to just make that work for you. So, okay, we're going to finish up this conversation with Lindsay.
Well, that's just an awesome lead in, because my secret sauce, I am often called awesome sauce, because what I tend to bring to any circumstance is a bunch of things that many people have come to rely on. So things like, I accept you for exactly where you are, right where you are. I understand and listen deeply in order to kind of find the right answer to where we're going from here. In my business, I worked a lot with entrepreneurs, and now I'm really shifting my business, not to not work with entrepreneurs, but I'm really working now with imaginals, people who are imagining a world that we can't even envision yet, and we're trying to figure it out. What does it look like if we had a world we wanted to live in? So working with visionaries and innovators and creatives who are trying to get out of the box while everyone else is saying, could you get in the box? I love that world, and I bring that to pretty much everything I do. And I think your point, Betsy, if you're not an owner of a business, but you work anywhere on this planet, or you are serving in a role somewhere, could be even in your family, your style points still matter. The what you are and the authentic being that shows up is exactly what is needed for that situation. I don't care what you're in. And I love that. I love watching for that and picking it out of the nowhere. So
all right. And we know you are super good at that. Okay. So that was our B word today. I'm going to send it over to Sunny for our R word.
Yes. Okay.
R.
Our R word today. Okay. So you have to say it a certain way, but our R word is really, as in really?
Really?
I mean, really. Okay.
Really?
So do you guys watch SNL? Have you ever seen SNL? But they've got that one segment where they're like, really? Okay, that's what we're playing that game today.
Love
okay,
it.
so mine is going to be more fun and just kind of like just kind of silly. Okay, this is my segment today. About something that I'm kind of like, really? And I want to see if you guys feel the same way about this. Okay, today we're going to talk about eyelashes, fake eyelashes. I don't know what has happened in the world recently, but there are so many young people walking around with caterpillars on their eyes.
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Like, why is this happening? And yes, I have an eyelash like issue because I have really tiny eyelashes, and I'm used to wearing fake eyelashes like when I did a lot of theater, and sometimes when I do stuff on camera, I do wear fake eyelashes. But these people, I'm telling you, it's like snuffleupagus. I'm like, what in the world is really? So first of all, do you guys see this too? Am I the only one? Like, people are getting them professionally put on their eyes, and it looks so unnatural, but maybe that's the point. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I got to jump in because this is one of my favorite things. I actually compliment women who have eyelashes because I was one who had gotten them before, and they are timely, and they are really, they can be, expensive depending on your budget. And so I make a point that if I see someone with those fantastic eyelashes that hit me from across the room, I make it a point to walk across the room, because I normally see them, and say, I love your eyelashes, because I know that they have literally spent maybe hundreds, even thousands of dollars on them. And I want to make sure that they know they were noticed.
Wow.
There you go.
Yes. And that may be what they're for.
Because you're the connector.
When they bat their eyes.
There you are. Connecting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Indiana. We're simple folks there. I don't get it. I never have tried on, I cannot tell live, never tried on fake eyelashes ever. My eyelashes are not great, but I do spend a lot of money trying. Every time one of those products, they make your eyelashes really big. So my favorite product is They're For Real. And that's a product that makes your eyelashes really big. So I, instead of spending all that money on that, I spend the $30 on the mascara, and then hope for the best. But I must say, when I was at the Great Clips yesterday, sitting with my husband while he's getting his haircut, somebody not only had the lashes, but wait for it, had gemstones along their eye line. Like, so they had the lashes and then gemstones put in along the sides of the lashes. So that thing going on was like this. I mean, that was like spotlights, and I was like, holy moly, that is a lot. I kept thinking things like, does it hurt when you blink? What if you rub your eye accidentally? What if a gemstone goes in your eye? Like, I thought of all those things. So I'm going to go on record as we're sticking with the There for Real $30 mascara. I'm passing it over to Lindsay.
That's amazing. And I was just thinking, those are high beams when they have gemstones.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really awesome. I have noticed it, Sunny, and I would go, really? Like, when did that start? When was that a thing? Because I never even noticed it until like the last year or two. And now it does seem like it's a very popular thing to do. I am curious, is the decision to choose them to be noticed, Shay, to separate oneself out from others? Like, now the only women who are attractive are those with these super long eyelashes. Like, what is it that was the theory behind how it even started? Is kind of where I go with this. But I have tried them once. I wanted to know, like, what do I look like? And to your point, Betsy, the entire day I was like concerned with poking my eyes with if I touched them, they would move. And they were not the best ones. They were not your hundreds of thousands of dollars version, Shay. But I thought, wow, women actually go through so much in order to be seen and heard and recognized. And I just want to acknowledge the high fives to everybody who needs to have whatever we do, from our hair that's gorgeous to, whatever we do, nails to jewelry to whatever. Women, we do a lot to be acknowledged for our uniqueness. And so I just say, if you can wear those and you wear it well, Shay, say high five to all of them.
Well, let me just pitch in there, or say something about that, what you just said, Lindsay, because I believe in the 60s, I think there was a model named Twiggy, who used to have fake eyelashes. And I think it caught on for a small window of time. And then the Kardashians came out and they had all the things. And it just started to slowly evolve, because when I had fake eyelashes, that was like 6-7 years ago, maybe even longer, maybe 8 years ago. And so it was, it's getting younger. Like, I see girls in high school wearing them and stuff like that, because they're just following the trend of what looks good or what they think looks good and what looks cool. So, hey, if they gotta live and learn of, it might make their eyelashes fall out. They might get an allergy to the glue, is what happened to me. It's something that, they're just experimenting with, and it's creativity. I love the rhinestones on the eyelids. I mean, if our eyes are the windows to the soul, I mean, that is just sparking it up to say, come talk to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I just have to add one more quick thing, because it's so relevant. I want to put the eyelashes on my golf cart. They have them now for your headlights, and I am like, oh yes to that.
I've seen that on cars, on like Beetles, the Beetles.
It's like that. Yeah. So you can. I'm putting it on my golf cart, so I can be
and then put the rhinestones, because nobody will have the eyelashes with the rhinestones on the golf cart.
I'm going that route. That just
except for Lindsay, and I will help you glue them on, because I love to craft.
I know.
I mean,
what a good topic.
I am all for women doing things that empower them, to make them feel confident. I just want to caution to not just do it because it's a fad, and especially if it is hurting your eyes or something like that, because just take care of you. You do you. But I've got 2 little girls, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay, so now we dye our hair, and now we shave our legs, and now we got fake eyelashes, and now we do this and this and this and pierce this. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, again, if that's you, great. But don't feel like you have to do it because everybody else is doing it. Just you be you.
Don't do it while you're
and
12.
Amazing.
8,
When
10.
my girls are 9, so 9, no.
9 is no.
Right. Exactly.
All right, awesome. Thank you, ladies. All right, Shay, you have A, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes. And I love this because it's kind of similar, but not really. But my A word for today is advice. So if you do want to do eyelashes, fake eyelashes, please seek advice from a professional. So I will throw that disclaimer in there as well. And yes, I am a professional. So in regards of advice though, I'm just curious, as a conversation that you have with your peers or your friends or whatever, how many times have you been talking about something and all of a sudden someone butts in and they said, you know what you should do? You should blah, 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 right? And I'm like, wow. And I really had to pay attention to how many times I used to do that. And the reason I noticed it is because I happened to be telling someone something about what my mom used to do. And I said, my mom used to do this all the time. She would interrupt the person halfway through their story. And she's like, you know what you should do? You should do this. And the woman looks at me, who's known me forever and knew my mom. And she said, you're just like your mom. And I went, oh my God, like, no, I could never be like my mom. So when she said that, I was like, wow, how often do we give advice when it's not asked? So my other A word, because I'm going to throw some others in there, is ask. How often do you butt up against a challenge and you don't ask? You don't have the ask. I just did a solo episode about the power of ask. So there's my question to you. What would support you to notice that you are in a challenge that it is time for you to ask for support?
And advice.
Absolutely. And advice. Because that's
Absolutely.
really what an ask is, right? It's normally asking for advice or
absolutely a word
to advise.
Right. I'm going to chime in if I can.
Yes, please do.
Good.
Yeah, go for it.
This is Lindsay. I just feel like one of the things that I really appreciate when I have someone who's going through something and they come to me and they're looking for something, I will ask them right up front, are you okay with me giving you ideas, thoughts, suggestions, or do you want me just to listen? And I literally just give them the option. And if they say, I just want you to listen, then it's like, okay, cool. That's what I do. So there's a way in which when we're looking to ask, sometimes asking also the other side asking, is it okay if I give advice? Now, I tend to not give advice at all. I try to give ideas, suggestions, thought bubbles, but I will tell people I have no idea what you should do because the should word is not my word. I don't want to should on you anything. So it's a balance when sharing, and I don't want to take up all the time. So I want to pass it over to Sunny now, but I think asking if it's okay to share your ideas is a really good way to go too.
Yeah,
I have found more people doing that with me, Lindsay, which is great.
That's
and
great.
It may just be the company that I choose to hang around with.
Yes.
They know that they shouldn't do certain things, right? I'm trying to think of what I do, because I don't know that I have a lot of people that are, coming to me and that this would be an issue or something like that. Oh, geez. Shoot, there was something I was going to say. Now I can't remember what I was going to say. It totally
that never happens.
Come back. Come back.
Yeah, go to Betsy. Maybe she'll
we'll go to
something.
me. We'll give Sunny a minute. Okay.
Okay.
Well, one thing I learned when I was doing some leadership development work over the years is in a circle of people, of CEOs and advisors, we were never allowed to say a story we hadn't experienced. So if somebody said, gosh, I wish I knew more about divorce, if you were divorced, you could say, in my experience with divorce, we got a civil attorney, we divided our house, it was easy. Okay, that was me. But if you had been happily married, you couldn't say, I think you should get
Yes,
divorced.
thank you.
So then that's a difference
That's
in making
beautiful.
stuff up
Mhm.
and actually having an experience to share. So that, I think that that's a really interesting thing to be able to say, I have never sold a business, but my friend Lindsay has. So Lindsay could say, yes, in my experience with selling a business. And I could say, now, in my experience of owning a business or transforming a business or moving a business or rebranding a business, I've done all those, but I've never sold a business successfully. So that would be one interesting part of asking. Then I got to admit that ever since COVID, and I think the world changed in so many ways, I have changed who I am. And in this process of transformation, I am asking a lot, especially of two people on this call. They're like, yeah, quit calling. So I have an appointment with Sunny for mentoring. I talk to Lindsay every single day. And Shay will be my soon to be neighbor. So watch out. So I have enjoyed the process of not being a lone ranger and feeling like I had to figure it all out alone, and being able to be super vulnerable and say, wow, I am trying to transform my life, my business, my perspective, and I'm interested in your experiences with, your own redevelopment, your own rebranding, your own transformation, and anything else. And just tell me I'm on to be okay. Okay.
Well,
So
I love that, Betsy, because I think that's where the advise role comes in. You're advising of what someone else has done, right? Or you're advising from your own experience. And for me, I have found, because, I'm a coach anyway, but one of the things that I have found is that I wait for them to ask for help, number one, but I will advise them and tell them what I did, or I will tell them a story that relates to what they did. And then I will ask them, do you want to continue to go forward and we can, work together, or, something like that? Or do you need outside support? Because as you guys know, I have a plethora of connections that could help them in some way, shape, or form as well. So I love that it's the advisory part that comes in. So Sunny, did you happen to remember what you were going to say?
Well, just that I think I'm struggling with this because I don't feel like I have a lot of people coming to me asking for advice. I don't know what this says about me.
I bet your kids do. I bet your kids do.
Well,
what about the music teacher?
Yeah.
She likes you.
Yes.
Yeah, we know
She's
you.
asking about you.
Yes.
My kids do all the time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But what I
podcast
found,
network.
yeah, like podcasting questions and stuff. I was thinking more like life, like, Sunny, what do I do? This is happening on a personal level. I guess I don't feel like I have a ton, but when people do, I don't feel like I don't automatically go to advice. I go to understanding and empathy and trying to just get on their level a little bit. And maybe that goes along with just being a good listener.
Yes.
Right. Because I'll ask questions, but I don't know what it is. I don't, and unless maybe I'm overlooking something, I don't feel like I jump to advice. Maybe it's because I feel like I don't need to, or maybe I don't feel like I just ask questions and then I listen and, just try to get on their level. So.
I love that, because I know all of us, and I know that's what we all do. We come from a place of understanding the other person and empathy, and continue to ask more questions rather than giving them advice that is unsolicited and advising them with something else. So I love that you pointed that out from the understanding, because most people listen on how to respond, which is what my mom was doing. She would immediately have the story in her head, the advice in her head, and spit it out before they even would finish what they were going through, their story. And so I had to learn to separate what responding looked like rather than reacting. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I love this. So we're going to wrap the BRA words up for this segment, and we're gonna kick it off back to Lindsay on the Woman of Wonder. So tell us who your Woman of Wonder is for this week.
I'm so excited to talk about her. I also wanted to, going back all the way to Sunny's comment earlier, I must be a rock star now because I'm about to give you a quote, ladies. It's mine. The best advice you can ever give are the questions that you ask.
Amen.
Oh yeah, baby. And I'm telling you, that is the best way for someone to find their own answers is by asking all the right questions. So for those of you listening out there, just ask more questions like Sunny and Shay. You can tell everyone that's what we do around here. Anyway, my Woman of Wonder falls in very beautifully to this because she is a woman that I have known for 26 years. And I know this because I met her the year my daughter was born. And her name is Cathy Hawk. And Cathy Hawk is the creator and inventor of Clarity International, which is a coaching modality and a lovely way for people to actually find an improved operating system for their life. And Clarity has been in my life for 26 years, as I mentioned, and I've been through the ringers with Cathy on all kinds of things. She's also really been kind of a second mom to me, which has been very fun for both of us in growing up together. And she would often check in on my mom and vice versa. So let me just tell you a little bit about Cathy. She was born the daughter of an inventor who loved to invent all kinds of mechanical things. And one day when Cathy was old enough to be a dental hygienist, she realized, I'm not a dental hygienist. I want to work with people and consciousness and how to bring about change in the world. And she would have been, in her late 20s, early 30s. And at that time, I was probably still in grade school. So just to put it into context, right? So she's been thinking about this stuff for a really long time and has been working in the field of how to improve people's lives, help them with more clarity, courage, results, getting the power back. And I feel fortunate that I've been a part of the world of Clarity, and so has Miss Betsy, who may want to say a few words about our Woman of Wonder before I close up. Betsy?
Well, I have to say, Cathy is one of my best friends on earth. I was blessed after she hung out with Lindsay in northwest of the United States, up around Washington. She moved to Denver, Colorado for the last 10 or so years, 15 almost years. And I was lucky enough to be her cohort in crime around here, everything from just having fun to reinventing the world. And what I would add to Lindsay's description is Cathy believes everything in life is energy, and it's either positive energy making your life better or it's negative energy pulling you down. And her simplicity of her Clarity International programming is do more of what brings you more energy. Do less or find people to help you.
Do what lights you up.
Yes, we call it lights you up.
Yeah.
She also has another concept that's really great. And my husband, even his whole company's been through her training. I've been through her training, Lindsay, coaches across the country. And it's called below or above the line thinking. And that's like, are you going to go low, right? And do something like think negatively or accuse someone or be jealous, all those feelings, or can you stop yourself and go above the line and create possibility and optimism and other choices? And my husband even uses the language, oh, that was very below the line, right?
Wow.
When either he catches himself wanting to complain about something or somebody else does something dastardly. Can you believe how below the line that person is? Because we get really spoiled by hanging out with people that are above the line trying to make the world a better place. And so her training, getclarity.com or Clarity International, you'll have to explore Cathy and her great work in the world. It's all digitally available. Plus she's got books, workshops, seminars. But I would say she is one of the most brilliant souls that I've ever met, and really has changed the trajectory of the Camp Experience Network here in Colorado, where she has trained literally 15 years of people to be above the line. So big shout out to the wow woman, my dearest Cathy Hawk.
Yay! And you can find her at getclarity.com, which we love them so much. And I know that if anybody has any questions too, you can write comments below and tell us all about what you want to learn about. I am a clarity coach, and I know many others who are. The idea here was to shout out to a woman who I think has made a tremendous impact even before it was a thing to talk about. This world of coaching and how to bring about change to your life that you know is possible. So thank you, Cathy Hawk, for being my other mom and for being a woman of wonder to all of us. So I guess that's it for today, ladies. We did it. Woo-hoo.
Yay!
So I just want to wrap us up by saying we love you as our audience. We're glad that you're listening. So far, we're just seeing all kinds of fun things happening as we pay attention to you and what you're doing. So please write us notes. We have our own page, underwiredlive.com. You can leave comments. You can tell us you want to be on the show. You can tell us that you don't like my hair, but you like everyone else's. It doesn't matter. We love you and we want to hear from you. And we want you to know that we're here to uplift and support you wherever you may go. So you're part of the Underwired family. Thank you for being here. And that's a wrap for today. Join us the next episode, 2 weeks.
See you next time. Woohoo!
I just wanna love you.